What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Demetrius, with the PPP Panthers Prime Podcast. Hey, man, what else do you need to see? What else do you need to see, yo? We saw Bryce Young do his thing yesterday, man. Hey, I shedded a tear yesterday, man. I'm excited. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. Woo-wee! We got our quarterback, baby. Hey, you know what time it is. Let's go. All right, man, so last night was the Carolina Panthers' last preseason game against the Detroit Lions. To be honest with you, the first part where Bryce Young was playing, man, was absolutely spectacular, man. Frank Wright, Thomas Brown took the leash off of Bryce Young and let him do whatever he wanted to do. And when they did that, we saw how deadly Bryce Young is. And we saw Bryce Young navigate the pocket. We saw Bryce Young manipulate DBs. We saw him manipulate safeties. You know, we saw wide receivers beat corners. The Carolina Panthers offense, with missing TMJ, Laviska Shenault, DJ Chark, we saw them move the ball effectively with Bryce Young. He did that with what he had yesterday. He didn't even go to Hayden Hurst. He didn't even use Hayden Hurst. It was the Adam Thielen show. Just like I told y'all, Adam Thielen is going to be the X factor for the Carolina Panthers this season, man. Just watch. We've already seen it. You know, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm tooting it because I told y'all Adam Thielen ain't washed up. He ain't no scrub. The dude is good. He got sure hands. He's quick. He's elusive. He can get open. He can beat any DB. I'm telling you, Adam Thielen is that dude, man. 3 years, hey, that's a good pickup. But let's get back to Bryce real quick. So we saw Bryce manipulate the pocket, man. You know, outrun DBs, man. When the lane was open, he took off. You know, I don't care about him not knowing how to slide, man. Hey, he sat down on him. He said, hey, this is my show. I'm going to just sit down on y'all real quick. You know what I mean, man? It was so dope. When he scrambled out the pocket, he was quick, elusive, kind of like Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to save that for later. But he kind of like Patrick Mahomes out there, you know what I mean? And then the first dime to the right to Adam Thielen beat old Gilmore, his brother, Stephon Gilmore, his brother. Then, a play later, man, went down the field, ran down the middle of the field, and then right after that, man, the dot to Adam Thielen to the left corner of the end zone, man. Listen, if there was any thoughts that Bryce Young has not translated to the NFL level, those thoughts should have been wiped away last night. The level of attack that he had last night, after seeing the past 2 preseason games, was a little more than what I thought it was going to be, man. But this is just a taste of what Bryce Young can do, man. I'm thoroughly surprised. I'm thoroughly impressed, man. I'm a little bit lost for words at times, man, just thinking about how good, you know, the Carolina Panthers are going to be this year, man. It's going to be crazy. So that's that. Bryce Young, he surprised me just about how great he was. Not that I didn't think he could do it, but just seeing it live in person, man, and just watching him, you know, one-on-one against a defensive end, man, and juking him out, man. Hey, listen, the boy is deadly. You give him some space. You give Bryce Young some space, man, and it's one-on-one, your ankle's going to be hurting. I'm telling you right now, your ankle's going to be sad, bro. Like, you better wrap him up. You better be able to know where he's going at. So, man, that's that, man. Bryce Young, hey. Man. All right, let's go. So let's talk about this real quick. Get my phone, man. Get my other phone. Let's talk about this. CJ Henderson. You know we got to talk about it. I think we just seen the last of CJ Henderson in Carolina, man. That drive that we saw after Bryce Young got the touchdown, when they started driving the ball down the field. Teddy Bridgewater, hey, big ups to Teddy. Teddy was out there playing, man. CJ Henderson made Teddy Bridgewater look like I don't know, like DTR or somebody. I don't know, man. CJ Henderson he's probably seen his last days in Carolina. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that we re-sign him. I don't think that he's going to make the cut. The performance that we saw from C.J. Henderson was worse than what we saw during the Giants game. I mean, just missed wide open tackles, getting DPIs. I mean, it was just horrendous yesterday. And if you notice, they never went to the side that C.J. Henderson was not on. They stayed on C.J. Henderson's side until they took him out. I mean, that's a bad sign, and they drove the ball down the field. So I think we've seen the last of C.J. Henderson in Carolina, man. That's why listen, I beat that drum so hard last week, and I'm glad that we really saw exactly what I was talking about. C.J. Henderson is not there, and unfortunately, you know, he's going to be cut. I mean, there's no way around it. If the Carolina Panthers keep C.J. Henderson, I'm going to be extremely surprised. I'm going to be honest with you. So I think we've seen the last of C.J. Henderson. You know, it is what it is. It was a good experiment. Not really, but it's over with now. All right, that's that. Deuces. All right, man, so let's talk about the quarterbacks real quick. I'm not going to talk about Andy Dalton. You know, he did his thing or whatever. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So when we look at the stats last night with the quarterbacks, ESPN has this right here. They have Jake Luton or Luton at the top, then Bryce Young, then Andy Dalton, then Matt Corral. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up right now so y'all can see. So Jake Luton last night went 6 for 12, 74 yards, 6.2 yards average. He did have one interception, and I don't know what his QBR rating was, but I'll find that out. Bryce Young went 7 for 12. Andy Dalton went 6 for 11. Here's the kicker. Matt Corral went 4 for 12. Jake Luton went 6 for 12. If there's any, if we take these stats as gospel, as truth, then Jake looked better than Matt Corral last night with less playing time. With less playing time. I'm sorry, y'all. There's no way on earth that I'm going to say that Matt Corral is better than Jake Luton. Nowhere, no way, no how. Stats don't lie. Jake had less time to do what he had to do and completed 2 more passes than whatchamacallit did. And to be honest with you, would have been 3 if Cam Peoples then fumbled the ball into the end zone and got a touchback. So really, he really was on the same. He really was 7 for 12, if you really think about it, or 7 for 13. However they're gonna do it. But he was the better quarterback out of him and Matt Corral. I just hope that they see that, and with the limited time that he actually played, yeah, he got an interception. I understand that, okay? I get it. But when we look at overall production, Jake beat him hands down with only 2 preseason games. Hey, stats don't lie, baby. And then from him having a touchdown last week, you know, that dime that he dropped in there, and the dime that he dropped to Cam Peoples. Listen, man. If Matt Corral is on this team past today, I'm going to be, or at least at the 90-man drop or whatever, down to 53, I'm going to be real surprised. I'm going to be honest with you. And this is the one thing that I talked about in my episode 2 of Expectations and Concerns. Jake having a great game, a decent game, but getting the last part of, you know, this preseason or the last quarter of it where he has to, like, get down the field and keep, you know, the drives going as far as, you know, making sure that we win the game. Like last week, you know, we could have won the game. They put Jake in. He go ahead, throw a touchdown. And then the anticipation of, I got to make this play so I can win the game was real heavy last week. I feel the same thing was happening this week, man. I wish they would have gave Jake maybe, you know, right after Andy, give him, you know, the reins right after Andy. It probably would have been a tighter game. I'm going to be honest with you. It would have been a tighter game. It would have been a tighter game. So, You know, we'll see, man. I know that there's going to be a lot of cuts that's going to be going on real soon. And, you know, a lot of people are going to be cut from the Carolina Panthers, from other teams that we can acquire. So it's a lot going on, man. But what's your thoughts on last night's preseason game? How do you feel about Bryce now? All the naysayers, how do you feel about Bryce now? Let's talk about it. Let's talk. I'm excited. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, week 1 in Atlanta, they better be ready. They better be ready, man. Hey, O-line, y'all hell for Bryce. I said that as well. We're going to see a wall being built. You know what I mean? We're going to see this wall being built to protect Bryce. Bryce had probably I'm exaggerating. Bryce had 13, 14 seconds in the pocket last night, except for that one play. Other than that, offensive line held, man, and I'm thoroughly impressed. That was one of my expectations that we was going to see. Increased O-line protection for Bryce Young, man. Hey, that was good. I ain't gonna lie, that was good. So, hey, man, this your boy Demetrius with the PPP, Panthers Prime Podcast, man. Y'all drop in the comment section how y'all feel, you know. Hey, we almost at 500 subs, man. Once we hit 500, we're going to do a giveaway, you know, 2 Cash App, $25 per subscriber. And, you know, we'll do it in a fun way, you know what I mean? So, hey, I'm excited, man. Week 1 can't come quick enough for me, man. We're going to see Bryce Young turn up in the NFL, man. The NFL ain't seen nothing like this, man. Just wait. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go.